So listen students, next we can see about the sampling theorem. So what do you mean by sampling theorem means a continuous time signal is converted to the digital signal. Okay, so we want to recover back to that samples, okay, which is represented by a sample. If you're taking a continuous time signal means, so it is divided into samples and you want to recover back that sampling frequency, that is sampling. So it is the main condition for sampling theorem. Okay, that is fs is greater than or equal to 2 omega. So if you see, for example, if you are eating the food, we are taking a simple sample and we are providing a good idea for the whole food. Okay, same thing. ஸோ இப்போ நீ ஒரு சாப்பாடு சாப்பிட்றேன்னா சின்ன சாம்பிள் எடுத்து பார்த்தாலே உனக்கு தெரியும் ஹோல் ஃபுட்டும் குட்டாக இல்லைன்னு. ஸோ சேம் திங் யூ ஆர் டேக்கிங் அ சாம்பிள் அண்ட் measuring a problem, okay, or measuring a theorem. Okay, so here we are taking fs is the sampling theorem and omega is the highest frequency content. So now we are doing the proof. So in order to make the proof of the sampling theorem, so first we are representing x of t in terms of the sample, and next reconstructing this x of t from its sample, and next again representing this x of t in terms of the sample, that is x of nts. Okay, that is first we are converting the continuous time signal to the discrete time signal. Okay, discrete time signal by using the process sampling process, and next discrete time signal is converted to the digital signal by using the process quantization process. So that is the sampling theorem. Continuous time signal is converted to discrete time signal by using the sampling process. Then the discrete time signal is converted to digital signal by quantization process. Both this discrete and digital is not the same signal. Okay, so now first step, what is our first step? Representation of x of t in terms of the sample x of nts. So first we want to take a signal that is x del of t. So the sample signal is representing in terms of the x of nt, sample பண்ணுறோம். So first the continuous time signal is sampling. Okay, so அந்த sample signal எப்படி represent பண்ணுறோன்னா x del of t is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of t into del of nts. Okay, so this means you are taking x of t one signal and then we are sampling this signal. Okay, so you want to multiply both the signal, that's x of t and del of t minus nts. Okay, so here next value you want to take the Fourier transform of this x del of t. So you want to take Fourier transform. So we know that Fourier transform is the product in time domain, this equal to the convolution in frequency domain. Okay, so Fourier transform is the product in time domain, that is x del of f can be written as it is product in time domain to the Fourier transform in frequency domain. So you can take the convolution operator for Fourier transform of x of t and Fourier transform of this del of t minus nts. Okay, so we know the Fourier transform of x of t is x of f. Also del of t minus nts is fs into summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity del of f minus nfs. Okay, so substitute these two values in x del of f. Okay, after taking Fourier transform of x of t we get x of f. After taking Fourier transform of del of t minus nts we get fs into summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity del of f minus nfs. So ரெண்டு Fourier transform நம்ம previous operatorல substitute பண்ணுறோம். Okay, so what is the formula? Since the convolution is a linear convolution, so there are two types, one is linear and circular convolution. So here the convolution is a linear convolution, so the above equation can be written as, so linear convolution nala this, when you multiply with this value you get the same value, that is fs into summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of f minus fs, because del value is equal to 1. Okay, so if you multiply with this, if you are taking convolution of this operator, if you take the convolution of this ரெண்டு ஆப்ரேட்டருக்கும் கன்வல்யூஷன் எடுத்தேன்னா உனக்கு என்ன கிடைக்கும்? the value is fs into summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of f minus nfs. Okay, so after next you want to take step 3. So if you are taking step 3, the relation between x of f and x del of f. So it is the spectrum of the original signal. If you take the spectrum of the sampled signal, so it has many spectrum, okay, that is, so it is Fs, that is Fs minus omega, it's minus to Fs minus omega, it is Fs plus omega, Fs plus 2 omega. So it is a spectrum of original and the sample signal. It is the original signal, only one signal. Sample signal means you will get many signal. So now we are assuming Fs equal to 2 omega. Okay, so Fs equal to 2 omega. So if you substitute Fs equal to 2 omega, so now our x del of f value become Fs into x of f. Only one value is there, that is x of f value. Okay, remaining all values are 0. Okay, only one value is there, x of f. So what is x of f value? So from this, if you find x of s, the value is 1 by Fs into x del of f. What is the next step? So now you want to find the relation between x of t and x of nts. So in order to find the relation between x of t and x of nts, we are using discrete time Fourier transform formula. What is our formula? X of omega summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n e power minus j omega n. So now here in the place of omega we are substituting frequency, that is 2 pi f. So here x of f is summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n e power minus the 2 pi fn. Okay. So now here this f is replaced by, because we are changing this to x del of f. Okay. So sampling, in order we want to, after sampling it become f by fs. Okay. So x of n is replaced by x after sampling. So after the first step, first we want to take the Fourier transform. So after that the sampling is happened. So after sampling, x of n becomes x of nts and f become f by fs. So what is fs? 1 by fs is ts. So you can substitute here and substitute x of n as x of n ts. Okay. So here the value of x del of f. So substitute this x del of f value in equation A. Okay. So what is our equation A? That is here. Okay, x of f is equal to 1 by fs into, substitute this x del of value here. Okay, so you get x del of f is summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n e power minus the 2 pi f ts into n. Okay, can you understand? So if you take inverse Fourier transform, it become 1 by fs. You are taking inverse Fourier transform of this equation. Okay, so it is the next step. So in the first step, what is our first step? Representation of x of t in terms of the samples x of, first step, representation of x of t in terms of the samples. Okay, so we have represent x of t in terms of the sample values. Okay, sample values over sample நம்ம represent பண்ணும். So for that first step we have taken x of t value. Okay, what is our first step? So first we are defining one sampled signal. Okay, defining sample signal. Next we are taking the Fourier transform. So Fourier transform is the product of time domain equal to convolution in frequency domain. Okay, so next step we are taking the spectrum values. Okay, so after taking Fourier transform, here the convolution is a linear convolution, so we are rewriting the equation, and next we are writing the relation between x of t and x of nts. Okay, so next we are finding the x of t value. We are representing the x of t value in terms of the samples. Next, reconstructing x of t from its sample. We want to reconstruct the value. So in order to reconstruct the value, we want to take the inverse Fourier transform. So what is the formula inverse Fourier transform? Integral minus infinity to infinity 1 by fs summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of nts e power minus j 2 pi f nts e power j 2 pi ft dt. Okay, so now here omega value is from frequency value is from minus omega to plus omega. Okay, so this integral changes to minus omega to plus omega, and now interchanging the order of summation and integration. Okay, so interchange this integration, and that is here the summation is based on n. Okay, so n value la oru pakkamum, integration is based on the df. So df value la integration kulla kondu vaanga f frequency value. So now and next integrate this. If you integrate, you get this value, and next apply the limit. Okay, so if you take this value e power j theta minus e power minus j theta by 2j sin theta, you can apply this formula. Okay, after applying the formula, you will get this value. Rearrange this. Okay, and next substitute fs equal to 1 by ts. Okay, after substituting you will get x of t value as this value. Okay, you will get x of t as this value. So we know fs equal to 2 omega and ts is 1 by fs, that is 1 by 2 omega. Okay, so substitute that value here and you will get this equation. Finally we will get in this form. So now after simplifying this, so what is sine 2 pi by pi, but value is that is the sinc function. Okay, sine theta by theta, the value is the sinc function. So you can write this function as the sinc of theta. Okay, that is 2 omega t minus n. Okay, so this function can be written as the sinc function, that is sinc of theta. Okay, so after writing this, so next you want to sample, that is we want to reconstruct the value, correct? So interpret the above equation. After interpreting we get the sampled version of the signal. So it is the sampled version of the given signal. Okay, and this is the reconstruction of the signal. After removing the sample we get the original signal, that is the reconstruction of the signal. Okay, next step 3, you want to reconstruct the x of t by low pass filter. Okay, so you want to reconstruct by using the low pass filter. So what is the function of the low pass filter? What is the function of the low pass filter? So low pass filter allows only the low frequency signal. Okay, so here we are reconstructing the signal. So it is interpreted between minus omega to omega and the reconstructed waveform is obtained. So next one important parameter, that is aliasing. So what is aliasing means? When the high frequency signal is interfered with the low frequency and appear as low frequency, that is aliasing means somewhat distortion. Okay, so it is when the high frequency signal is interfered with the low frequency, so there is some distortion. So that is known as the aliasing. So what is the effect of aliasing means? So both high frequency and low frequency when interfere with each other, what happens? There is a distortion. Okay, so it cannot be recovered. So in order to recover the aliasing, we are making the sampling rate fs is greater than or equal to 2 omega. Okay, so our sampling rate must be fs greater than or equal to 2 omega. So what do you mean by Nyquist rate? When the sampling rate become exactly equal to the 2 omega sample means that is known as the Nyquist rate, that is 2 omega value. So it is the Nyquist rate. So Nyquist interval is time interval between the adjacent sample, that is 1 by 2 omega, that is the Nyquist rate. So this is about the sampling theorem. So what is the first step of the sampling theorem? So first, what is the first step? So first you want to represent the x of t in terms of its sample. So for that we are taking x del of t and next we are taking Fourier transform and we want to represent x of t value, okay, in terms of the sample value. And next we want to reconstruct the signal. Okay, so for reconstructing we are taking inverse Fourier transform and next we want to separate the original signal from the sampled signal. Okay, and next we want to represent the x of t in terms of x of nt. So by using these 3 steps, we are finding the sampling theorem.